Hey YouTube fam, and welcome back to Average Guy DIY. On this episode, we have to fix a slight challenge. We thought we could store the boat with just the canvas and maybe a covering over top. But what's happening is the water is pooling in certain places and then dripping straight through the canvas onto the floor of the boat. Don't mind the 2x4s, we're going to be using those today. Stay tuned and I'll show you how we've covered this boat for the winter. So before we begin, just a heads up, I actually lost the footage of putting these 2x4s together here, but basically all I used was just simple screws and a few nails. So this video is very simple. As you can see, the idea here is to make kind of a tent shape so that the water runs away from the boat and not directly over top of it. This design is just a simple A-frame. But I did want to show you guys this because most people wrap their boat for the winter and I needed a more affordable approach. Because I'm not using a tarp, I'm actually using a proper boat cover. I have to make sure that I don't build the peak too high so that the clips won't be able to reach. And you'll understand what I'm talking about in a couple seconds here. The piece I'm screwing on now, I actually ended up removing and putting a shorter piece on so that the tarp lays over top of it nicely. Now again, because I deleted the footage by accident when I was building this A-frame, all I'm doing is going around it and tightening up certain spots. Here I grab hold of the centerpiece and I slightly move it upward so that it's not resting on the top of the boat. I know what you're thinking, this is probably overkill. But here in Nova Scotia, we sometimes get really high winds in the winter, and I don't want any of these 2x4s falling in through the canvas on the boat. And lastly, before we cover it up, just because I'm a little too lazy to be sanding or cutting anything at this point, we're just going to cover all the sharp corners with a little bit of styrofoam. And that's pretty much it. Now we have two layers of protection. We have the boat cover, and then underneath that we have the canvas for anything that bypasses that. And that should do it for the winter. If there's any issues, I'll definitely keep you guys updated. As always, YouTube fam, I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. If you liked it and it was helpful, just make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks and enjoy your day.